Thank you.
All right, thank you. Chair recognizes Ms. Walkinshaw for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll restate what others have said, which is that anyone who has information relevant to our investigation, including President Clinton, should talk to the committee, and I'm glad that he's agreed to do so. I have read, Mr. Chairman, that one of the sticking points in the negotiation between you and the Clintons' lawyers has been your demand that questions be asked about non-Epstein related issues. And it surprised me because I'm sitting here today listening to your intense interest in understanding more about the Clintons and their relationship with Epstein. So I'm curious why you have for 5 months demanded that you and other members of this committee be able to ask questions unrelated to our investigation of the Epstein Files and Epstein's sex trafficking. And I'm happy to yield, Mr. Chairman.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything that we've pertained to with respect to the deposition pertains to the Epstein Files.
Okay, so you haven't demanded that the conversation, the questions be limited to the Epstein Files.
The staff attorneys are communicating with the Clinton attorneys. That's the communication going back and forth. This investigation is about the Epstein Files.
Okay, so you're willing, and you'll say here publicly, you're willing to have that conversation that limits the conversation, the questions just to the Epstein issue and files. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think the Clintons' lawyers have been under a different impression, so we made a little progress.
The Clinton lawyers are full of crap.
Made a little progress on the negotiation here today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're 32 days past the statutory deadline and months since this committee's subpoena, and Congress has received, as we've heard, just 1% of the files. More than 5 million pages remain hidden. Instead of holding the Attorney General accountable for this failure, the majority is trying to change the subject today. Frankly, I find it insulting. We have to bring our attention back to the people who should be our focus, the survivors of Epstein's horrific sex trafficking operation, the women and girls who were exploited, abused, ignored for years. They deserve the truth, transparency, and justice without delay, without excuses, and without any political protections for the powerful or the wealthy. That's what we should be doing. Not scoring partisan points, not creating distractions, working to uncover the full scope of his crime so the survivors can see accountability. And if we're truly serious about justice, we can't ignore one of Epstein's most well-documented associates, President Donald J. Trump. We have documented communications, including a signed birthday note from Donald Trump containing explicit sexual references and referencing wonderful secrets between them. Emails from Epstein saying that Trump, quote, knew about the girls. Donald Trump acknowledging he knew Epstein was a, quote, creep and that Epstein recruited girls and women from Mar-a-Lago. Trump saying he wants to cover up the files because, quote, my friends will get hurt. If we're committed to transparency and justice, why is that off limits for this committee? Why is his name absent? Why no discussion of Attorney General Bondi's refusal to comply for months with this committee's subpoena? Why no contempt for Attorney General Bondi? What we're witnessing today is not oversight, it's not accountability, it's part of a cover-up, a diversion. And it didn't start today. Despite clear legal requirements in a law that Donald Trump signed, a subpoena that you signed, Mr. Chairman, and repeated public promises, Attorney General Bondi has failed to release the files. It's entirely within her control, and yet only 1% has been produced, more than a month late. And even that sliver is so heavily redacted that it mocks the law. It mocks the law. And it mocks this committee's subpoena. And let's be honest about the transparency that Attorney General Bondi has provided. This is DOJ Epstein data set number 4. It's number 4. Data set number 4. This is part of the 1% that folks have been talking about this today. I'll close with this. Attorney General Bondi and the Trump administration missed their deadline. They're ignoring our subpoena. They've withheld 99% of the files, and they have obscured the little that they did release. It's not a coincidence. It's intentional. It's about protecting one man, Donald J. Trump, from accountability. Release the files. I yield back.
Chair recognizes.
Mr. Chair, have unanimous consent request?
Okay, I'll recognize you for that.
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to enter the record a political article entitled "Clay Higgins Explains Why He Was